right, let's take a look at practice question 1 and let's go over the solution. The solution to this is B, New York City in 1981. There are two things you need to know in order to solve this question. The first one has to deal with the image. If we examine the image for anything that we may or may not recognize, remember we went over in one of the examples, people, historical landmarks are also a thing that we may or may not recognize in the image. In the very, very back are the Twin Towers, and that's the timestamp for this image. Immediately we can remove 2002 and 1971. We can remove 2002 because 2002 is after 9/11, and we know that the Twin Towers are no longer a feature in the New York skyline in 2002. In 1971, the Twin Towers hadn't been fully constructed yet, so they would not be a prominent feature in the New York skyline. So that gets rid of those two choices. The second part of this question is your knowledge of the subject. You may not have an abundance of knowledge on the Clash. If you do, you know that they were broken up by 1991. You could also look at the style of clothing that the people are wearing here. These kind of clothing here isn't typically being worn by anyone in the early 90s, but it is synonymous with 80s attire. Leaving 1981 is your final choice. If you knew about the Clash, you knew that they were also broken up by 1991. And this picture is probably taken at the height of their career in the early 80s after London Calling. So, New York City, 1981 is the correct answer.